We ready? All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attendance. Call the special called meeting of the Durant Community Facilities Authority to order, and our clerk will call the roll, please.
Trustee Baxter?
Here.
Trustee Briscoe?
Here.
Trustee Dillard is absent. Trustee Grover?
Here.
Trustee Hoig?
Here.
Trustee Miller is absent. Trustee Simulescu is absent. Vice Chairman Pierce?
Here.
Chairman Webb?
Here. All right, let the record show we do have a quorum, and we'll proceed with our order of business. First is our financial statements. And Anchen, thank you so much for working on this. And I know we were asking you to do magic at the last meeting to give us to the penny forecast. But thank you for being here. And if you would kind of walk us through the statements.
Okay. The first page is your checking account, that DCFA gross revenue checking account, the balance, and the balance is $972,000. $972,004.66. And you can see that after the December, we don't have any sales tax revenue in, because I asked the Oklahoma Tax Commission, that is they have the 2 months. I cannot say extra, but because the payment, the way they paid it, so we will get the last one November, which means that when we receive the November, that is the September sales tax revenue.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So when I budgeted it, I did not budget the October and November. So that is give us more money.
Yes,
in the,
that's a good thing.
In the checking account.
Sure.
And the balance is $972,400, and then you will see that the third page, the second one is your checking account statement, and this one is the expense. But after that, we don't have much expense after we pay off the debt payment. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
And then the fourth page is the one that I did. It's from our financial software. That is how much the income statement that I summarized for you to easy to take a look. It's exactly the same one. And then this is our sales tax revenue. That's how it shows that it's the last one is November. So
Okay.
I wonder if you have any question. And actually, this sales tax revenue, you can see it from our on our website for our monthly council meeting. It's also will show up. This is only quarter cents, but for the council meeting, it's including everything.
Right.
The quarter cents and the general fund. General 2% of the general sales tax.
Okay.
So, is there any question about the financial?
I have one. You said on the last page there, it says the revenue fund surplus is $851,401.55.
Which one?
It'll be page that says group summary here.
Next to
This
last
one?
group summary.
Okay, this I have to go back to. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Remember that because
This one, yeah.
because we have to pay audit the pre-auditing and the audit report.
Okay.
So this is a portion of the DCFA that I put it in. Yeah.
Okay.
So which means that actually we haven't finished this fiscal year, so we still have those, charges haven't
Sure.
put it in yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Other questions? Okay. just as an information item, we don't need a motion or a vote. Any other questions or anything we need? Very good. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Okay, under administration, item 2. First item there, and you'll see there is an attachment detailing this, but the consideration for the approval of the motion to file the Durant Community Facilities Authority fiscal year 25-26 financial plan with the Durant City Council as beneficiary. And you'll look at your report, so the $3,984.
Well, yes, because when we do the annual financial report, actually it's for the prior year, which means it's 24-25. So we still will have some expense for the pre-auditing. They prepare all this document, and then the auditor's expense. So that's why I put the roughly about 4,000 in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so in looking at that is your proposal, that is your estimate for what our remaining responsibility would be?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay, you can tell that our bank have the $972,004.
Yes.
And then in our balance sheet, there's one is kind of tricky one that I'm not sure if you remember that actually we have the first loan, and then we refinance it for lower the interest. I'm not sure if you remember that. I think a few years ago.
It's been, several,
Yes.
Yes.
So we lowered here you can see that when we haven't refinanced it, our revenue not enough to pay out the debt payment. So after we refinance, we start generate some extra, money that we don't spend all our sales tax revenue to do the payment. But when we refinance, there's some expense that incurred. It's about $167,000. It's still on my balance sheet, and the thing is that we haven't completed yet. So I'm not sure that $167,000 that I can see that each year they will reduce a little bit. So this amount is the one that I'm kind of concerned. If we spend all this $900,000, and then what if we have to pay this one? What are we going to do? So I would suggest keep that $160,000, and then we can use the remaining about $800,000. 805, about 805,000.
So that's what the other, the 851,401. Okay.
But
Oh, okay.
But we still need to have one more meeting that after we completed all the financial, and then we will really know how much really left for this DCFA.
Okay.
The major thing is that 167, I'm not so sure about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing that I would really like to do is allocate as much, or one suggestion for the group. No, what I would like to do is allocate to the projects that we voted on at our last meeting, to the two entities, the two projects, as much as we possibly can in this fiscal year.
This fiscal year?
Yes.
Oh.
24, 25. I know what our expense was, what our responsibility was in previous fiscal years, reimbursement and those kinds of things. We're going to dissolve this thing relatively soon, and so I don't want to carry those monies into the next fiscal year and find out then that we have to allocate those to, we have no revenue remaining. I want to allocate the funds to the projects.
Well, Yes, we can do that, and then
Okay.
for the school side, I mean the college side, I would suggest just do like that last time. Give us an invoice,
Mhm.
just roughly say that there's a project and then the amount, and
Yeah.
then we can use that,
Mhm.
create the PO and then just pay in one total amount and then
Right.
give it to the school, and the school can do
Yes.
the project that what they need to.
Right, yeah,
Yes.
because that's, in our items on our agenda, item B, I guess it is, or excuse me, item C, I think we'll hear, a proposal for those funds. So in your opinion, I mean, again, I would like to allocate those prior to end of fiscal year as much as we can. Your estimate on what that request should be?
I would suggest, the total amount is 800, if you take out 167, 805,000.
Okay.
805,000,
Okay,
yeah.
And just to be clear, we're not going to be incurring any IT charges or anything
No,
like that for next
no,
year, correct?
No, only for the audit fee.
Okay.
Yes, That is the almost 4,000, that's what I budgeted.
okay,
And after next year, everything is done.
So if we have on that 104 that we, or whatever number that was,
160,
yeah.
almost 68,
So if that comes back and it's
and
got,
then.
and we only spend 50,000, we would split that between the two entities?
We need
Mhm.
to have another final meeting that
To-
to
see
figure
how
out
we're
what to
gonna
do.
do the remaining amount.
I might be the only one, but I'm confused on the 167,000.
That is, okay, a few years ago, I don't remember which year,
right.
So we refinanced.
we've refinanced
and
it
was that a
in
fee
order,
for refinancing?
sorry?
Was it a fee for refinancing? I guess I'm just.
I think so, that is
Right.
on our balance sheet, that is the fee that I can see that each year reduce a little bit, but I don't know what is the final fee will be. So that's why I will keep it, and then when the, next fiscal year, all the, annual financial done, we will know exactly how much remaining in this fund. And then, that's why I say that the last meeting, and we can just spend it.
It's just been a deficit that's been carried over each year.
Sorry?
It's a deficit that's been carried over each
It's,
year.
yes, it carry over each year, and then it will reduce a little bit each year. That's what I see
Okay.
it.
But we don't have any income, we no longer have any income to pay off.
No, and but we also do not have any expense. It's the only thing that is this one, that we have to find out that how
And
much
that,
we
and
have
that
to
fee is
pay.
payable to,
Sorry?
that fee is payable to,
The payable, okay, that fee, okay, for this small size of the city, we don't really do the, entry to touch the balance sheet. We did it once a year. So that is the Crawford get in, Crawford that they will do it for us. That is the thing that we don't touch the balance sheet. Normally,
Who's saying, I'm sorry?
the Crawford is our financing consultant. They are the one who prepare our annual financial report, and then they will have another auditor to audit our financial report.
right. But but the fee was it was a refinance fee?
Yes.
Is, okay,
Mhm.
all right. Okay,
That is a few years ago. Let
right,
me check
yeah,
that.
I'm,
So you're proposing.
That are 2016, 17, I'm not sure. That's what I see. Yeah.
yeah. Is that a First United thing?
Is there ever a fee?
Yeah, that was a, yeah.
And if that's the case, did we even save anything?
I guess my point is if I wanted to write, if we wanted to allocate those funds today, and let's write a check to pay that fee.
How would we know what that money,
Yeah.
how much that was?
That, I have to ask the Crawford, see how this is, yeah. I have to ask them, because The 23-24 is not really, we still waiting for the 23-24's, report, annual report. And
Right.
24-25 haven't finished yet.
Mhm.
So they have to finish 23-24 and then balance out the loan, you know, the loan,
Right?
and then do the 24-25.
Okay,
We even haven't finished the 24-25 yet.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just, yeah, I'm just, I would love to know who we write the fee to, if we wanted to pay it today. If we wanted to act on behalf of the authority today and write a check and say, let's get square with those guys. I
I
was,
need to ask them.
yeah,
You
okay.
don't know who the debt service is with?
Okay, there's a two different one.
Mhm.
So the one that we already pay off, but there's some, I think the fee in our balance sheet, that is the thing. Actually, it's not, we have to pay but the balance sheet, you know that you have to know that, make sure this is not become, after we clean up all our account, it will not be a negative. That is the thing that I'm concerned.
Right,
It's not really you pay for someone, it's already paid it, but it, put it on our balance sheet. Mm-hmm, yes. Let me talk to them and then see.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
You say talk to them, talk to who?
to the Crawford, the one that our financial consultant, company, see how this going to work. Yeah. But I would still suggest that another meeting. And
Oh,
then-
sure,
Yes.
yeah.
That would be more clear.
Okay. The timing of that,
I predict 2026 January, I hope.
okay.
But really-
If it's a fee, and you could talk to whoever that consultant is and find out what that fee is. That fee is $52,000. We can write a check for $52,000.
No,
That's all.
you don't need to write, we already paid it.
Yeah, it's a
put it
journal
on the
entry is
balance
what it
sheet.
is.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
right.
And when did we pay that?
when we refinanced it, I think in 2018? I don't remember. When
So
we
it's been
refinanced
paid,
it.
but there's
So
not
this
been
is
a
an
journal
accounting
entry.
mistake? This is an internet
It's-
mistake, or-
Yeah, I don't know.
I
hate
have
to
no
say
clue
that
what
word,
we're
but-
doing.
Yeah,
The prior,
clue.
I remember the prior one is you cannot pay off early or something. I'm not sure.
yeah,
Because
prepayment, there's a prepayment penalty, sure.
That is the 2004 or 5.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then when we pay off, got some, I cannot say penalty, but some money that we had to pay. That's what I think. I did not really read all the, the book.
Okay.
I can ask them that if.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because we're gonna allocate some money, I think, today, but, I really thought that we would be really close to dissolving. I anticipated it would be another meeting before we could do that, and that's one of our agenda items is to discuss, how we do that.
So your recommendation is to take the 972, take the 168 away from that and come up with the 805?
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Your suggestion is to take the 972, the balance, and then subtract the 167,
Mhm.
and then that's what you feel like is your, as a level of comfort in
Okay.
allocating.
Let me do it right now. Okay, the number is $8,504.66.
So you're saying 805,000?
Mm-hmm, and $4.66.
That leaves about 160 plus or minus in the account?
Yes, so
And what are we gonna do with that 160?
that's when I hope that we can get our, annual report next year for the, January or February. Yeah. So
Get our
after
what?
The 2026, January or February, we can get the final 24-25 annual report. And then after that, the whole fund,
Remaining amount.
yes. And then we will know actually how much left in this fund.
Okay.
Well, we're not making any more money right now,
Right.
correct?
Correct.
Yeah, there's no more money in this fund,
Like coming in,
except for the,
right?
except for the, interest. I still allocate the interest to this fund, yes. And then this checking account
Interest
also
earned.
generates
Yeah.
some interest earned.
What happens if that number's off and like it's 170,000? What happens then?
That's the final one that you have to decide what you're going to do.
I'm saying like, if we leave 160 in there and it comes out to be 170, who's responsible for the 10? Like hypothetical.
167 and, can you say again?
Let's say it goes above 167.
You mean the payout? I don't think so, because that is what I think. I did not really involved with this finance, but
Right.
I know refinance, and I know that you pay off one, and then if they, for example, you have to pay 200,000 for this
Mhm.
early payoff.
Mm-hmm.
This money we put it in our balance sheet, and actually we already paid it.
Right.
So it's all about the number on our book.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, there was a payoff penalty, was that ever brought up
Mhm.
and voted upon, whether this would be the wisest thing to do to refinance? I mean, I
I think
don't,
that
Because of the,
preceded-
because when the first time that we financed it, the interest rate is really high. And then you can tell that, 2014, 15, it's not, we did not accumulate so much, balance in our checking account. And after refinance, I think it's lower the interest rate.
correct, but enough to where it was worth doing $160-something thousand.
We borrowed 14 million or something,
Yeah, it was
14, 15 million,
significant.
17 million something, right?
Right.
17,700,000 or something, yeah.
So if I understand correctly, we're just waiting until January of '26 to receive another $167,000. Because it's already been paid, and it's
Yes,
just a balance sheet, it's just it's a journal entry already. And it's an accounting process,
Mhm.
and it's not a bill.
It's not the bill, no.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's held in escrow or something, I mean,
Right.
is it just held
Yeah.
there just in case? Maybe we're
Yeah.
just chasing our tail here.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, right now that what we have to do is, everything we're receiving already, and it's all about the balance sheet that after we really close out, I don't want it become the negative number in the balance sheet for this fund. Just think about it's a private company, and then you have something, you have to amortize it or something, and
Right.
then when you do not have income, and then you spend all your cash, your cash, and then all of a sudden, after the asset and liability, it becomes the negative. That's, I don't want to see it.
Okay, I guess I'm just baffled how we actually are reconciling with $167,000 out there, kind of floating around.
Why also do we have to wait 6 months? I don't even want
when the auditors come in and they say, hey, this money's not here.
Right, they haven't done the final, okay, that makes.
But where, I guess, where is that money? Where is that $167,000?
Okay, we already paid it, but we put it in our balance sheet. So let me go ask our financial consultant and then give you back. How about that?
Okay.
But if you decide,
What's it listed as on the balance sheet? Is this, what does it say?
it say the,
Is this a liability?
it say the loss on refinance, something. You know, that's why I'm thinking that is a kind of like our liability. We refinance it and then it's, I feel like it's kind of like penalty or something, not penalty, that we cannot we cannot pay off early, and then that's when we do the refinance, that is our loss. But I will check with the financing consultant, see how this
Okay.
works.
Do you feel
But-
like it's actual cash that's
It's not
missing?
real cash, it's
just
in the
it's just a
balance sheet.
number.
It's not real cash. And the real cash is this 972,000.
Right, the cash is there, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but not all of it.
This one is your DCFA, gross revenue. And then, yes, oh, I forgot to, you also have the, pool cash account, part of the pool cash, but it's not a lot of money in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is the one that, when we have some, you have the portion of the, it's not a lot, portion of the money in the pool cash, and they will generate a little bit interest every month, yes.
Right.
So should this amount have been taken out of this cash?
Which amount, the 167?
Yes.
Yeah, it's already paid off, it's already paid.
So if
It's already paid,
if it's
paid to
already
the
paid-
prior, it's already paid to the prior, debt payment.
Right, so if it's already paid, why is it still showing up as a negative?
Right.
Okay, let's put it this way. You can spend this money, okay? And then when they do, I told you they did it, yearly. When they do the adjustment, I'm not sure this will be zero out.
Okay.
So if you want to spend this money,
Right.
and then the worst case is that fund will be a negative number.
Okay. So,
And who's responsible for the negative number?
That's, we have to see
Right.
how that book said.
yeah. Because the 972 is not just a number on this report, it's on our bank statement. So we got $972,000 in
Is it
cash.
This is the real cash in
That's the cash
in your,
money.
in your checking account.
Okay. And so the financial plan that we are being asked to approve is for a budget of roughly $4,000 for 25-26.
Yes,
Okay?
that is for the prepare the annual financial report, and that is
Okay.
the last time.
Right.
Because after that, there's nothing there, yes.
But right now, our balance, we have 972,004.66.
That is in real money in your.
Real money.
Yes.
How does the 160 something affect that balance? Are we gonna spend any of that on the 160?
No,
Okay.
but
So if
in-
we wanted to write a check today for everything and go home, it would be the 972,004, and that would zero us out, correct?
If we're
No,
not gonna pay
no,
for the
no, 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 no.
160, then why are we worried about it?
No.
Right, right.
That already, that already paid it, but I'm not sure how they do the entry and then reduce it.
When you say
I-
they, who are they?
The Crawford, the one that who do the annual financial report for us.
Okay, but they're not gonna come get $167,000 out of our bank account, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, our responsibility moving forward for this fiscal year is $3,984. That's what we're here to approve today.
Yeah, so tell me again why we're waiting on the 160, and we're gonna hold that 160, and then there's gonna be something about the balance sheet entry?
Okay, the balance sheet entry is, after the annual report, we will do the adjusting entry on the balance sheet.
You're gonna make an adjusting entry?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we're adjusting for what?
Sometime that, I don't know, we do a lot of adjusting entry because for example, some expense, not this one, okay?
Yeah.
Some expense that it's an asset, we have to put it on the balance sheet instead of the expense. But
Right.
that is, they will do everything, and then we just do the adjusting entry to show on our book.
I must say, I'm not clear enough to make any big decisions today.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue what we're doing.
Is there a chance?
See, I know the original this amount, that the first time I see is about 200 and something. And then last year, they write off 115,000. So I'm not sure this year how much they're going to write off and how it work. Because when they write off, sometimes it will touch the fund balance.
So if the
So-
balance is paid, then that 167 could be reduced as a result of the balance being, of the account being zeroed out. As amortization or
Mhm.
whatever, depreciation, whatever you wanna call it. That 167 could lower when the balance is zeroed out. Is that what you're saying? It has been in the past, so now that we pay it off in totality, then that 167 is reduced.
You would keep reducing it, yes,
Yes.
uh-huh.
I understand that concept, I don't understand why it's there, but I understand what you're saying with that.
I just be more cautious. So if you want to spend this,
Right.
it's a cash.
Right.
It's really cash.
Sure.
So,
But if we hold 160 in the account and we spend the rest, then that 160 will be held until we see if we're gonna have to spend some more of
yes,
it?
uh-huh.
And we would spend that on what?
Up to you.
Right.
It's
No.
it's kind of
No,
like
no.
remaining, no, it's kind of remaining money that.
Yes.
This,
What are we
the-
worried that we're gonna have to spend that 167 on? It sounds like you are worried that we're gonna have this, we're gonna be liable for $167,000.
Okay, right now that you have, in your asset side, you have 900, let's say $900, 900,000. And then your liability has 167, but I'm not sure this liability, this year, how they're going to, eventually it will reduce, but how that's going to affect the fund balance?
So who is the firm that's doing this?
Sorry?
You say they are gonna do this, they are gonna,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Crawford, yeah, that is a financing consulting company.
have we ever heard directly from them?
They did our financial since before I was here.
Could they put this as kind of very simple form that I can understand?
Let me go ask them, yes.
Right.
I needed a very simple form
Yeah.
where it just talks in real numbers and few
Okay.
hypotheticals.
Like what could happen, why would we spend that
Mhm.
160?
Yeah.
What would happen if we went ahead and spent it today, et cetera?
Okay, yeah,
Well, really, why are we holding on to it?
Why are we
I
holding
think that's,
it?
Okay.
why are we holding this money?
okay, I'll ask them.
Yeah.
So are you going to
Okay.
spend
Okay.
some this time, or?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So the 805.
Yeah. Thank you, and thanks for the answering 100 questions.
And you're going to spend this year, right?
Yes,
So, okay.
Yes.
So, okay,
we want it to happen in fiscal '25. I would think, yes?
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, again, information item, thank you for that information. We'll move into A, and as you see right now, our only responsibility based on the, we're moving into administration, item 2, and you'll see that $3,984 based on general debt service, miscellaneous revenues. Anyway, we're basically looking at a financial plan of $3,984 for the year, and I would open the floor to any discussion or.
I just wish that there was a clearer understanding of what miscellaneous revenues are, like actual names, who is this going to?
Right.
Kind of more, it's hard to.
I think it's potentially the interest that'll be earned on the funds until we expend them, and that round number is just, is a ballpark.
And you have to remember, this is just estimated.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can
Right.
get 1,200, maybe we only can get 500.
Yes.
So this is the
Yeah.
financial plan, it's just
Yeah.
estimated.
And
number.
even debt service. I mean, we've paid the debt service. I mean, we've paid that off. This is I think it's the can kind of getting kicked down the road in order for us to move into fiscal 25-26, and at some point during that time period dissolve the authority.
Why are we sending the balance forward for the 2984? So there's a balance of 2984?
This is during that time when we do the budget, I'm expecting that how much we have in the this fund.
Mm-hmm.
And I use some of this money to pay off the debt payment. So when I do this budget, and then I'm expecting about 400,000 left. But because of those 2 more months of the income,
Mm-hmm.
so we got about 900 in our checking account.
Okay.
And again, I have to say, this is just a estimated financial plan, so it's not really accurate. We have to wait till the finish, and then we will see how much we spend it.
Yeah, it's small interest amount, I think. I mean, and there's at this point, my opinion would be we don't have a reason to try and earn more in interest. Our ultimate goal is to expend it and dissolve. And
Budget for the 3984.
mhm. Was that in the form of a
And our
motion?
financial consultant also,
I'll make
our
it.
financial consultant also suggests that we did 1 more year budget, so it will be clean cut. Yeah.
Okay, for item A, I move that we consider approval of the memorandum in the amount of $3,984 for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second?
Trustee Baxter,
Aye.
Trustee Briscoe,
Aye.
Trustee Grover,
Aye.
Trustee Hoy,
Aye.
Vice Chairman Pierce,
Aye.
Chairman Webb.
Aye. All right, motion carries. Thank you. We move to item B, consider allocation of equal share of funds held in reserve account for the city of Durant and take possible action. That reserve account, as referenced, and we can consider that in a motion or no motion, but that amount that we discussed was $805,000 divided by 2 is $402,500. But, so anyway, with that, City of Durant, Ryan is with us today.
Okay, so what I'm proposing for our project is just doing one big project and get the lights for the soccer section done. It will be, because it's utilized by not only soccer, but you have football, flag football, rugby throughout the year. I have a quote from Musco Lighting that is $530,000. I know Texoma FC is looking into possibly helping out with it, and then Musco has a matching grant. So if I don't qualify or get the matching grant, the 400 and whatever is just going to go to doing 2 main parts of the field, and then I'll in the future do the rest. But
Okay.
any questions about that? I'm just trying to keep it simple.
Right. And with that amount that we had discussed, you're able to move forward with the project?
Yeah, because there's 2 fields that are mainly used. So out of the 3 football-sized fields, right in front, and the Colton's field. So I could move forward on lighting those 2 sections, and then just worry about the field that's closer to the highway and at a later date.
Right. But all utilized for lighting at
Yeah,
those
it's all
fields.
just going to be cut and dry, get it all done.
Okay.
You'll be able to move forward with this immediately?
Yeah, I got the quote. The only thing that I'm lacking on for the matching grant is I have to get deeds to the property, and I'm working with the county on getting me the records and deeds so I can move forward on applying.
Right. Request for 4025 for lighting, soccer, football, rugby fields. Any other questions, comments? Have a motion to approve the funding?
I'll second it.
Second?
Thank you, guys.
Ready for the vote?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
It's all right. Trustee Baxter?
Aye.
Trustee Briscoe?
Aye.
Trustee Grover?
Aye.
Trustee Hoig?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Pierce?
Yes.
Chairman Webb?
Aye. Thank you very much. Motion carries. With that, consider allocation of equal share funds held for Southeastern Oklahoma State University. Take possible action. President Newsom is here with us today. Thank you, sir. Oop. Like any good proposal, I went to the back page.
So thank you. I'll
Thank you, sir.
use this time not only to ask for these additional funds, but to give you an update on the project around the football stadium and some updates on the funds you've already committed to this project. So the first picture there is our new video screen. That was half of the project that was funded by DCFA for video screen at the football stadium and at the arena. Those screens were installed last summer and used for last year's football and basketball seasons and graduations and all sorts of events in the arena, and very pleased with those and thankful for those. And if you've gotten to see them in action, you should be really impressed and appreciative of this group's ability to help us fund those projects. The second page is our new turf, which is actually being installed as we speak. That is the rendering. You can actually go to gosoutheastern.com and click on a link on the page and actually watch live video of that turf being installed. And so part of some DCFA funds, previous funds have been committed to that. And then we also are working on a fencing project, which DCFA funded to complete the wrought iron fence around the stadium and on Tailgate Alley. And so I wanted to just give you an update, and again, thank you for supporting those projects. They're going to have a significant impact on our community and on that facility. And then, if you do or don't know, we announced a number of weeks ago, a few months ago, a major gift for Spend Life Wisely Stadium, which is a complete renovation of the home side of Paul Laird Field and renaming that Spend Life Wisely Stadium. That gift came from First United Bank in the amount of $3 million. And that project has gotten significant momentum. You see the next two sheets there are basically pictures of that stadium. And then we turn to the last page, and that gives you kind of to date our funding and the momentum we've gained for that project. It is if you look at phase one, that is the one I just talked about with the video board, turf, perimeter fencing for tailgate. That's about a $1.125 million project, which with some significant help from DCFA and some contributions from the university with some money we received through borrowing through the state. We were able to pay for all of that. So that first phase will be complete hopefully in the next few weeks as that turf and that fence is completed. And then phase two is where we've moved into, and that is just a little under $10 million project. Again, $3 million from the Massey Family Foundation, First United Bank. Southeastern will contribute $4.5 million, and then a little bit more, $180,000 from some leftover money that we have in phase one from some borrowing. And then we've already sold one of the suites in the stadium for $500,000. We've sold the naming rights to the coaches suite for $50,000. We are selling chairback seats at $1,000 a piece. You get your name on the chair for the life of the stadium. You get season tickets for the first year, and you get first right of refusal for those season tickets as long as you continue to renew them at whatever that season ticket price is going forward. And then on Giving Day, we raised almost $67,000 for this project. And then the highlighted area, just a number I kind of plugged in. I think it's 405, whatever now. 405? 402, whatever that number is. From DCFA, that's what we're asking for this allocation, is to put this toward our stadium project. We have a construction gift in kind that's pending, so if you add those together, we are less than $780,000 away from having all of the money we need to bring a brand new stadium to Durant, Oklahoma, for both the use of the university and the high school, and we think that that's going to be a space we can use for concerts, we can use for soccer, we can use for. I think there'll be a much bigger appetite to have playoff games in that space, and it'll be a space that we can all be proud of as a community. So that's what we're asking for today, is that this funding, go toward our stadium project. We would immediately use that because between now and next fall, we need to engage the architect to complete the construction documents. We're going to hire a construction manager at risk within the next few weeks or next month to help us with true cost build estimates. That's what this money is going to be used for, because we need some cash up front to do that. And with our hope that if we can get all those things in place, then we can bid this project out next fall. It's about an 18-month long lead item on some of the bleachers in the stadium. And if that's the case, then we could have our first football game in that stadium in the fall of 27, and so it would be ready for the high school and the college university in the fall of 27. And really, this allocation from DCFA would infuse us with some cash we need right now, because these fundraising efforts are pledges and ongoing contributions that would get us to a place where we could actually start that process next fall and be ready to build the football stadium. The second phase you see is just some additional things that we want to do after phase two, and that is do the visiting side grandstand. We would mirror the home side grandstand on the visiting side without the press box. That's about a $750,000 expense for that grandstand. We would continue Tailgate Alley expansion with a new pavilion and a new stage at Tailgate Alley. And so our goal is to finish the fundraising for phase two, get that project well underway in terms of construction, and then start on fundraising for phase three. But if you look at those numbers, this allocation from DCFA, again, puts us about $780,000 away with money in hand right now, or pledges in hand right now, and gift commitments. And so it is gonna happen. I mean, that is a number that is small enough that we feel 100% confident that we will be able to raise the rest of that money between now and next fall. And if not, we will find a way to make this project happen with the money that we've raised so far. With that, thank you. I don't know if there's questions.
Questions from the group?
I mean, I feel like we should have our names put on chairs every day.
Well, I think, with this, and this is just the gifts, or the allocations from the DCFA just in the last year, it would put it well over $1.1 million of DCFA funding. And this is directly what the DCFA was established for, was to help with the arena and the football stadium. And again, I go back to 1.2, that's just the portion that the DCFA has committed over the last few years. So if you do all the contributions from the DCFA since the sales tax was approved and the citizens of Durant, we were so fortunate that they approved this and committed to this. But yes, there will be some significant reminder of people when they come into the stadium that the DCFA was really a big part of this project, made it happen, over the life of this fund. So.
Good. Yeah.
All right, thank y'all.
Awesome. $402,500 is the amount divisible by 2 approved for the City of Durant project, and $402,500 is the request on the agenda for the Southeastern Oklahoma State University request. Other discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve $402,500.
You got it. Have a motion and a second. We'll call the vote.
Trustee Baxter?
Aye.
Trustee Briscoe?
Aye.
Trustee Grover?
Aye.
Trustee Hoig?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Pierce?
Yes.
Chairman Webb?
Aye. All right, very good. Motion carries, and 2 great projects, I think, that will move forward and do great things. So, final item on our agenda: discuss remaining timeline of the Durant Community Facilities Authority and take possible action. So, I think what we're talking about here is we need some clarification on about $167,000 that potentially could also, per discussion and vote at our previous DCFA meeting, would be equally distributed between the 2 projects. So with that, I don't know that, are there other thoughts about that timeline? Obviously, we're not dissolving today.
Was there still a question of 1 month? Was 1 month allocation still as a part of, was it a part of this, or is it part of the future?
I'm not understanding. Say again.
There was 1 month that was left off. I thought earlier that you said earlier that would be, when we got to the end of everything,
Mm-hmm.
it would still be potentially available. Did I misunderstand that?
A month of funding, another from the tax. Are there additional tax dollars out there that would come to our fund?
No,
Okay.
but remember that it's a 2/4 cents, and that they have their individual fund. So the 2/4 cents that the sales tax is the cutoff date is you pay the, for example, January 1st to the January 31st. You pay down if I am the store owner,
Mm-hmm.
and January 1st and then January 30th, I will pay it down, normally pay it down February 20th, before February 20th.
Yes.
And then if you are your company is larger, they will ask you to pay the estimate next month's,
Okay.
sales tax.
Okay,
So that was including on your February payment. And the next year, the Oklahoma Tax Commission, they would do adjustment. See, if you pay for the estimate that you paid 250 and then you had to pay 300, that is the one that you had to pay it. So they, on their side, they have a lot of adjustment and so that is not really clear cut, say that, okay, this is what you have, yes.
so potentially for
So
more money?
You might have some money in, but it will not be a lot.
Okay,
Maybe few,
Okay.
I don't know, $100 or something.
okay,
But that is the thing that you have to wait till the final, all the report, all the, everything that they consolidate.
Right.
And then we will know what is really fund balance.
and that's what we're
is.
talking about, end of
Mhm.
fiscal year 25, and then by the time January 26 rolls around.
That's why they
Um,
suggest we do one more budget, and then that is
Okay.
wrap up everything in
And-
this fund.
And this is our commitment to the budget, correct?
Yes,
So
for
the-
the next year, that's it.
Yep.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay,
How soon could you know about the 167,000 issue?
I can add, actually, they are doing the 23-24. That after the finish, the 23-24, I can ask them what its actually balance is.
right.
And then I also will ask them if they can,
I think that
I
what
think-
we want, it's not about the balance. I think that all of us wanna know why.
okay, I can ask them,
Because
then,
Yeah.
I think that we're all confused, am I
Right.
Yes.
yeah, I can ask them.
Right.
But,
And then if maybe that answer is, oh, you're good, you can spend the 167,000, we can meet again soon.
okay,
Allocate that, allocate that,
Mhm.
and then meet one more time for the few $100.
Yeah,
That
dissolve,
Chris is gonna
yes,
pay if we need to.
yes, yes. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
okay, great.
But yeah, I would really wish we could see something in writing from the financial people in a very simple form that explains exactly what we have, exactly what we're doing, because this really should be ended properly.
Correct.
And it doesn't come back in 12 months, go, hey, guess what, we had a big audit, and you're all going to Leavenworth.
Right, right,
Don't want that.
right.
I
Okay,
look terrible in stripes.
I'll, with Vice Chair Pierce, maybe we can look into that and we'll have that information shared by the city with us. So, okay?
So should we table item D until, such a time as we know when we're
Yeah,
gonna have
I think
that
we've had
answer?
some discussion, so
Yeah,
I
okay.
think we've carried that out. There is no
No
action to be had there, so we'll meet again, and we'll have that meeting date out to you hopefully very soon. So, all right, with that, look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
And a second?
Trustee Baxter, Trustee Briscoe,
Aye.
Trustee Grover,
Aye.
Trustee Hoig,
Aye.
Vice Chairman Pierce,
Aye.
Chairman Webb.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.